Hey everybody, welcome to First Look. I'm Rome Hartman, sitting in the Evening News Fishbowl. I think this is 3 days in a row for me, which is probably going to drive the page views down dramatically. Katie Couric is in Georgia today shooting, and I'll tell you more about that later because we're very excited about some of the things that Katie's working on for next week and that we have in store for next week. But tonight, we're working on a number of interesting stories. Armen Keteyian has a CBS News investigation, and it's the latest in a series of stories that Armen has been reporting about problems with or concerns about cost overruns involving contractors working in Iraq. Not individual contractors, but companies doing contract work for the American government. There have been billions and billions of our tax dollars spent to enlist private contractors to do all sorts of jobs in Iraq, and Armen has a story about a very specific instance in which it appears that the government dramatically overpaid for services provided by a private contractor. So that's an original and exclusive CBS News investigation. And we also have something that any night that Bob Simon can appear on the Evening News is a good night by my lights. Bob, of course, is CBS, longtime CBS News correspondent and 60 Minutes correspondent. And Bob has a story on this Sunday's 60 Minutes, which we have a little bit of a snippet of on tonight's Evening News, about the case that you've heard and read so much about and seen on our air a lot, the spy case in London, in which the former Russian KGB agent was poisoned. This happened back late last year, and the radiation poisoning. Bob has information on that fleshes out what may be behind that story. And we get to see a little bit of what's going to be a very good story on this Sunday 60 Minutes. So that's coming up on tonight's Evening News. And Steve Hartman has a very nice assignment in America. You know, it's Friday, so Steve has a story in Assignment America every Friday night. Tonight's is about a man who has, over the course of a number of years, taken in more than 100 foster children. It's really an inspiring story of somebody who has given so much of himself to kids who need so much. And then I said at the beginning that Katie is not here. Russ Mitchell is actually anchoring the Evening News tonight, substituting for Katie because she's down shooting a story. And we are, on Monday, going to be, Katie's going to be anchoring from Fort Stewart, Georgia. And next week is the week that we all expect that President Bush is going to address the nation and lay out for the country his new strategy for Iraq. And we thought it would be a really good opportunity to take note, first anchoring from Fort Stewart, which is where this is the base where the very next soldier is about to rotate into Iraq will be coming from. And we thought we should take note of the amazing service that so many young men and women in the military and in uniform are providing in the war in Iraq. This is no matter what you think of the war. Obviously, it's important to take note of the service and the sacrifice that not just the men and women in uniform, but their families and their communities and the people back home that support them are providing as they fight this very difficult war. So we're kicking off a series by anchoring at Fort Stewart on Monday. The series is called Honor and Sacrifice, and Katie Couric is going to be in Georgia that night, and then we'll have a series of stories all through next week. So we'll hope you'll tune in tonight. Then that you'll have a very good weekend, and that you'll watch on Monday night and all next week and every night. Thanks very much. That's it for First Look.